Most golfers don't realize that their grip is completely wrong because a bad grip feels normal. You've been swinging with it for years, so it just feels like your grip. That's exactly why golfers waste months blaming their swing, their driver, or even just bad luck, while the real problem is literally sitting in their hands the whole time. So in this video, I'm giving you 3 30-second checks that will tell you the absolute truth about your grip with no guesswork. So let's get into it. Here's something that I've learned after 30 years of playing golf. Grip problems almost never look like grip problems. They show up as slices, as hooks, fat shots, thin shots, lost distance, weak contact, all of the above. And every time golfers do the same thing. They rebuild their entire swing without ever touching the one thing that was controlling the club face in the first place. Before we get into the content, I've actually left a free 10-step golf grip guide in the description box below. Be sure to grab that. It'll make sure that you have the proper grip every single time. Now let's get into check number 1. This is the comfort test. Here's your first test. Does your grip actually feel awkward when you put it on correctly? If the answer is yes, that's a good sign. Think about it. If you've held the club incorrectly for 10 years, why would the correct grip all of a sudden feel natural? It shouldn't. Your brain has spent thousands of swings teaching itself that the wrong position is natural. So when you finally place your hands correctly, it's going to feel weird, almost uncomfortable. And many golfers immediately assume this can't be right. And they go right into what feels comfortable. And that's the trap. You can notice how this grip feels familiar and this grip feels really strange. But guess which one is actually correct? The strange one. Whenever I talk about the golf grip, almost every single comment that I receive normally says the same thing. This feels really weird. And it's usually the first sign that we're making progress. Now, this doesn't mean that every uncomfortable grip is automatically correct, which really brings us to our second check, because your hands can actually be in the right position and still completely fail the next test. So let's talk about the club face test next. It's an easy test. Grip the club like you would normally do. And now simply hold it straight out in front of you. But don't swing, just look. Where is that club face pointing? Is it naturally square, or is it already wide open or closed? What this does is it tells you a tremendous amount about how your hands are controlling the club. If your grip naturally places the face wide open, guess what's going to happen? Your body has to spend the entire downswing trying to save it. What that does is it usually creates late flips, slices, timing issues, weak shots. But now let's go ahead and look at the opposite. If the face is severely shut, your flight hooks, you see pulls, you see low bullet shots. Again, your swing isn't necessarily broken. Your hands simply started the club in a position where your body now has to compensate. Your swing spends the rest of the motion trying to fix whatever grip was created. That's why great golfers make setup feel boring, because they're eliminating problems before they ever swing. Now, this last test is the one almost nobody talks about, and in my opinion, it might be the most important one of all. So let's talk about that next. Before we go ahead and talk about check number 3, a quick reminder, go ahead and grab my free grip guide in the description box below before you leave. Now, check number 3, this is the pressure test. This one might surprise you. Your grip isn't only about where your hands go. It's also about how hard you're squeezing. Most golfers grip the club way too tightly. Why? Because they're trying to control the swing. The problem is the tighter you squeeze, the harder it becomes for the club head to release naturally. And naturally is the key word. Your wrists lose mobility, your forearms tighten, your tempo disappears, your distance drops, and contact suffers. So here's a simple test. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're trying to crush the grip, 1 being the club almost falls out of your hands, you should be a 5, maybe a 6. Firm enough to stay in control, but loose enough to let the club work. Now, go ahead and hit 3 balls. Grip number 1, squeeze as hard as you can, and you can notice the tension. Now hit 3 more using about a 5 out of 10 pressure, and watch what happens. Most golfers immediately notice better rhythm, better contact, and more speed. And ironically, more control, because tension almost always makes golf harder. Now, here's something that's interesting. If you pass all 3 checks, there's still one mistake that can quietly ruin your grip, and it has nothing to do with either hand individually. So let's talk about that next. Here's what I want you to do the next time that you head to the range. Before you hit a single golf ball, run through all 3 checks. Check number 1, does the grip feel slightly uncomfortable? Good, that's okay. Check number 2, does the club face naturally sit square? If so, perfect. And check number 3, are you holding it roughly about a 5 out of 10 pressure? Excellent. Now go ahead and hit some balls. Don't judge the first few swings. Give yourself some time. Your hands are really learning something completely new. Now, if you're changing years, even decades of muscle memory, the first bucket might feel a little awkward. The second gets better, and by the third, it starts feeling like your new normal. And that's how real improvement happens. Not because your swing magically changed overnight, but because you finally gave your swing the chance to work correctly. Now let's wrap all this up. Remember, your grip should never be based on what feels comfortable. It should be based on what actually works. Because if your hands start the club correctly, everything else becomes dramatically easier. If you liked today's video, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any content that I release to help you play better golf. And let me know in the comment section below which of these 3 checks surprised you the most. I'd love to hear your answer because your feedback often helps me create my next video topic. Now that you've watched this video on the grip, the next video that you're going to want to watch is right here, because when you pair what you just learned with this next video, it's way more powerful. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. And before you leave, if you liked what you saw today and you want to take this a step further and get a complete step-by-step plan, not just for the grip, but for your entire swing so that you can play more consistently, hit more fairways, and shoot lower scores, that's exactly why I've built a Consistent Golfer Academy. It's my online academy where I coach golfers just like you with proven drills, real structure, and a plan that actually gets results. I'll leave a link in the description box below. I welcome you to check it out, and I look forward to seeing you inside.